everyone, and welcome back to the studio. So today I'm making coasters, but I'm making them in a theme with Alice in Wonderland. So I have some Alice in Wonderland playing cards. So I plan on making 4 sets of coasters. So I'm going to make the Queen of Hearts set, the Spade set, the Diamond set, the Club set. So you'll get to watch me make the Queen of Hearts set today with a background of red. Alright, so I have some resin mixed up. I always use a 2-part resin that I can buy at my local DIY store. So Home Depot, in this area there's a store called Menards and there's a store called Lowe's. But I just buy the glaze coat kind of resin for countertops. Now in the outside edge of these I'm going to place some red that has a little... I'll show it to you. So this is a Pearlex powder. It's called Blue Russet. There's no blue in it. The russet is red. Now I usually open my tub away from my project because it's fine little mica powder pieces that will fly everywhere. So, well, actually I'm just going to do it very carefully so you can see it on the camera. So very careful so that none of the powder escapes onto other things. I'm just going to take 1 scoop and not a real big scoop. A little bit goes a long way for these mica powders. And I'm going to mix that in gently so that it doesn't fly in the air. And then we'll see how transparent it actually is. Now these mica powders mix in very nicely. The brand is Pearlex, P-E-A-R-L-E-X. Now I don't have an affiliate with any particular product. I just do all this for fun. If I have an affiliate coming up, I will begin to add that into my YouTube videos. But as of right now, I just started this whole venture of art online after I retired from teaching and when COVID hit. So I want to make sure that people know that they can do all these things in their own home or garage or studio or whatever. So just resin and pearl powder. So it looks like it's a little bit transparent, which is okay. I want that. Now I still want to mix that a little bit more, so I am going to actually turn off the video and mix it some more. And I'm going to add a little bit of glitter to a little bit of resin. That's going to go behind this playing card. And then we will start our video. Alright, so if you hear a loud blue jay sounds and crickets or etc., my windows are open in my studio. When it's a nice enough day, I like to open the studio instead of wearing a mask for resin. Always wear protection or use resin in a well ventilated space. Otherwise you will experience respiratory problems, maybe confusion. So you don't want to have trouble breathing now and in your future. So alright, so I'm going to pinch the end of this so this goes exactly where I want it. And excuse me if my head gets in the way just a tiny bit. Okay, beautiful. Alright, so now I'll just put a slight bit, just a little bit of the clear in the center. Now I love this resin. It It sets up clear and it stays clear. I have pieces that are covered in resin that have been on my wall for several months. Like I said, I started this art adventure with COVID, so these pieces that have been on my walls for months are still clear, even with the sun coming in. 3 windows, a door, and a skylight. Alright, so that's just a little bit. We're just going to move it to the edges. Okay, so this might be hard to see in the camera, but I have touched all the sides with my clear resin, and so I'm going to be starting to get some places where my resin is mixing together with the red. That's exactly what I want. I'm watching to see where I get openings like this, so I can drip a little bit more resin in that spot before I put my playing cards in there, because I do want them to be kind of floating on a tiny bit of resin. Don't want them to be all the way through to the front, because they're not as water resistant as our resin, and if we're using these as coasters, they're also not heat resistant like the resin. So if you're using them under a candle or a pots and pan, you don't want the paper to be the first thing that touches your surface. So there you go. So there it is. Everything is covered nicely. So I'm going to put each playing card in. And I can move them left to the right once I get them there. But I do want to kind of get them in before too much of the red shows up. They don't have to be exact, but you do kind of want them in the middle, toward the middle. And I'll show you why in just a second. Alright, so there's my 4 pieces. Now, I also have these beautiful little add-ins, and I'm only going to put them in 3 of them. And I'm just going to drop them in. They're going to be off to the side. So I have a little bunny guard for the Queen of Hearts. I have just a bunny face. And then just a key. Cute little add-ins. Alright, so now I'm going to add the rest of my resin on top of here. And don't forget, we still have glitter resin coming. So in the center, I'm going to put this clear resin and let it run out. And that's also going to weigh down those playing cards. I'm pouring some in the back of that bunny. Now this one add-in is a little more 3-dimensional than the other, so I'm hoping it doesn't poke out too much. If it does, it does. Right, now I like to scout out who needs more. I did have a tiny bit of the red resin I've mixed into here, so this background is going to have a little bit of pink to it. Remember, I mixed some glitter in with my resin, and it is red glitter also. So we're going to pour it along the back. Still can see through it, so you can see the back of your playing card. I need to move this playing card to be straight. He has moved around. There we go. So if these dry or set like I envision, then the red will travel to the middle, and this glitter will pretty much stay where it is, and the front should be clear enough that you can see the playing cards in them. So we'll see how that works. All right, let's we'll have a look at these tomorrow then. All right, it's time to see how our Alice in Wonderland coasters came out. Now, if you remember, I have the Ace, King, Queen, Jack, and only 3 of them have little trivets or little findings in them. And I was worried about this rabbit sticking up. He does stick up a little bit. So I may end up putting these back in here and putting another coat of resin in there. But we'll see. Let's see what they look like. So this is the Queen of Hearts set. Oh, how lovely. There's the Ace. Has a little key in it. Can you see the key? And the King has Alice in it. That's the one with the rabbit. And the Queen has the Queen of Hearts rabbit with the little announcer motif. Whoop, this way. It has the Queen of Hearts rabbit with a little announcer motif. And this one should be the Jack. Very lovely. So this is how they turned out. I hope you'll like them.